Good morning, Monica.
Good morning.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you too. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Excited about having you on 10 Minutes with 52 today. It's been quite a while since I've seen you or participated in any AIGA events.
Yes.
I want to welcome everyone to 10 Minutes with 52. My name is Elaine Shea. I'm the Community Engagement Manager. 52 Limited is a local creative and tech staffing agency. We believe that building community and connections is one of the most powerful tools available to each of us. So for the rest of the month, we will be featuring community organizations that support our clients and talent. Today, we will be chatting with Monica Moe, who is Portland AIGA's Vice President, soon to be President. She is a designer, educator, and creative. Monica, thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Do you want to go ahead and
just kick it off?
Yeah,
of course. Sure. Well, first of all, just to introduce myself, I've been with AIGA Portland for over 5 years now. I'm going on to my 6th year. And as you mentioned, I'm the current vice president, and in 2 weeks will be the incoming president for the role. So I've spent a couple of years with the organization. So yeah, let's just kick it off. I know we only have 10 minutes, so we'll get going here. We'll go with some screen sharing, which my toolbar. Okay. Can you see?
I can see it.
Okay, great. Awesome. Okay, so to begin, for those of you who are not familiar with AIGA at all, it is an acronym. It is the American Institute of Graphic Arts. And you also say it as an acronym. So no one says, we're not AIGA. No one says that. So just to get that out of the way for anyone who's not familiar. And AIGA is actually a national organization that has been around for over 100 years. And our chapter, the Portland chapter, as of 2020, this is our 30th year of being around. So there is that distinction that some people don't necessarily understand, that AIGA Portland is a separate 501c3 entity. And when you become a member, you're becoming a member of AIGA National. And I'll get into that a little bit more. Advancing. So this gives you an idea of just the scale of the organization. We are one of 73 chapters. And like I was saying, as you become a AIGA member, you know, your membership is on a national scale. So for example, if you find yourself, you know, moving to another city in a couple of years, there is likely a nearby local chapter that you can affiliate with. And you are becoming part of like this national, you become part of a national directory, get access to a lot of connections that way. But I'll get into a lot of the benefits of becoming a member down the line, but I want to make sure that for what I am part of, which is AIGA Portland, you know, you want to make sure you're going to portland.aiga.org to look at our website versus just aiga.org, if that makes sense.
Totally.
And this is our local family. This is my family. Some of our, this is almost all of the folks on our leadership team. And, you know, we have very different backgrounds. Some of us are independent contractors and freelancers. Some of us are educators. Some of us are business owners. I'm almost certain that all of us are not from Portland. So we're sort of, you know, we're a group that's very rounded. as far as our background. And that being said, one of the things that we all have in common is that our organization is 100% volunteer run. So including myself, these are members of the board of directors, and we also have committee volunteers who are not pictured here, completely volunteer run. So we're individuals who are, you know, working a main job and then doing AIGA on the side. And that's something I want to tell people too, because I think many people think that we're paid staff, which is not the case. So our connection is we're all humans who are trying to bring advancement and betterment into the design community. And our chapter, we focus on these core initiatives, which are Women Lead, which is empowering women in the design field, Design for Good, which our programs have to do with social justice and social good, equity and inclusion. There's a lot of need for that right now, and I'll get into that. And professional development, which is pretty much what it sounds like, sort of career tools for anything from writing like legal contracts. If you are a freelancer, we host a lot of panel discussions or talks and workshops. So our chapter is actually known for a really robust programming. We hold a lot of events. But as of right now, obviously, because of the pandemic, we have sort of been flipped upside down and uprooted from the events that we were planning on doing. We're actually we had a very passionate goal of putting on 42 events in 2020, which is not going to happen anymore. So we're doing our part right now to try and adapt and see what makes sense to bring things into the digital realm. So as far as who is our community, you know, these are the types of folks that, you know, we typically draw into the AIGA realm. So this is actually, like I said, a lot of our board directors and our volunteers fall within these categories of education. So anything from your professors and educators in higher ed to design students. We actually have student groups for AIGA as well. So we have a couple of design schools in the Portland area that we are affiliated with. Of course, you have your in-house folks working at corporations, startups, and nonprofits. You have your freelancers and your independent contractors, and then finally your folks who work in agency, studios, and smaller team settings like that. And we also, you know, we touch upon a lot of different realms when it comes to design. So these are just some of the examples of what our content might entail. And then we also run parallel to a lot of different industry experts that may not consider themselves graphic designers, but work with design professionals. So going on to how we're supporting the community, our community right now. So we, as I mentioned, we do a lot of programming, and some of which makes sense some of which does not make sense, like things like social gathering events. You know, there's just so much you can do on Zoom to make it make it appealing and fun for folks. But I'm gonna highlight a couple of things that we currently have going on. So for equity and inclusion, what we are doing is we create a safe space for Black, Indigenous, people of color to have a space to connect and basically just talk about things that they go through, share any resources. We do have a equity and inclusion newsletter that we sent out every now and then. And we also do have a Slack channel that you can be invited to further connect with other people in the community. This year is our fourth year doing the Mix, which is a student portfolio review where we connect emerging, they actually don't have to be students. We like to say like emerging designers who are just like scratching the surface of their design career. And what we do is we get them into these group settings with industry professionals who give them the opportunity to go through their work, present as if they were going through an interview. So just basically give them feedback on everything from their portfolio to their presentation skills. And that is something that we've actually adapted to the digital format this year. But for the past 3 years, we have had them in person. Yeah, I'm trying to think. And we have had a monthly book club that has been going strong for I believe a little over a year now. And that is something that we've adapted to our Zoom to be able to do. So this is a plug for our next book, which our next meetup will be July 11th. I'm reading this book right now, so I'll see you there. And finally, our Design for Good committee is doing this series called Creative Connection. And this is really a response to actually what has been going on with the pandemic. So this is a series that didn't exist prior. And it's really a space for people to come together and talk about resources, but really just to vent to each other. I mean, we all need a little bit of therapy right now, and I'm not claiming that that's not what we're providing, but we're providing the space for folks to talk about things and connect with other people who might be going through some of the similar things that you're going through right now. Okay, so why should one join or become a member of AIGA? And also, what ways can you get involved? So becoming a member of AIGA gives you a lot of different benefits, and they're actually not all listed here. But I would say that the benefits, there's benefits and there's also discounts to a lot of services. I won't name all of them, but I think the ones that really stand out are the like additional resources that you get. Like I mentioned, your portfolio does get added to the AIGA design directory. You get things to digital tools, discounts to digital tools like at the Apple Store, the Skillshare, which is an online learning course, online course learning with Skillshare. And there's a lot of things. And there are different membership tiers, which they're sort of broken out into, they're meant to be broken out into your level, what level you are as a creative. And I do want to point out that there are group memberships. So for example, if you're an agency owner and you want to get your team involved, there is a group membership discount. And also student groups can get involved as well. And I want to point out that you do not have to be a member of AIGA to get involved with us. I actually find that one of the, it really depends on what you're looking for, but if you are in a place where you can sort of volunteer your time to AIGA Portland, whether it's volunteering on a committee, or maybe you are a professional and you have an expert in some form of workshop that you could help give us as one of our career tools series, things like that. But I highly recommend, volunteering. For me personally, I can say has been incredibly fulfilling. And these are the 4 C's. There's a lot of reasons why one would volunteer, but I actually like these. Your connection, you are getting connected to a ton of people. Elaine, I think I actually met you because of an AIGA event that we both attended. Continuing your education. So, there's oftentimes people go to work and just, they don't have the resource to stay relevant. So AIGA does provide that for you. We try our best to not only produce events, but try and produce content and resources. Obviously, there's the camaraderie of working with folks, and finally, it's really a chance for you to give back to something that is bigger than yourself, if anything. So these are just some things to highlight some of our initiatives. And Elaine, you're actually in this photo with our women lead. So that was one of our Holy Mother series, was a series where we supported mothers in the design industry. And I think that photo is from a panel discussion, right, with I see Kate Bignumber and folks who are mothers, who you all talked about, things that you do to sort of balance motherhood and being a designer. And then one of my other, I thought this one was relevant for our current timing, which our Design for Good committee last year put on this exhibit, which was, last year was the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall Uprising, and our team collaborated with an organization called Wildtown to highlight 25 gay rights pioneers in Portland, and we showcased artifacts and artwork in this exhibition. So that's just a little taste. Oh, I have another. And we also do more of sort of one-time events, and we have participated in things like Design Week Portland for consistent years in a row. This was Amplifier, which was a event where we were at the Jupiter Next Hotel, where we curated these rooms that were meant to, they were curated in a way where there were cocktails and also environmental design going on within the room, and also sound design. So you really had this like multi-sensory experience.
Totally awesome event. That was awesome.
Yeah, it really was awesome. It was a hectic one to pull off, but it was so well worth it. And then there was our things like the 20 years of Nike communication design, which is something that we did in partnership with Nike. And this is something, for those who are listening, if you have ideas of things that you want to pursue, or any of our core initiatives sort of align with your business values, you know, we would love to work with you and see how we can bring those things to life. And the impressions of sport, that was a exhibition as well that showcased basically the past 20 years of Nike communication design. So that's just a taste of like our programming. These are ways that you can follow up with me and learn more about AIGA. Like I said, we do have a Slack channel where you can connect with folks one-on-one, and we also have different channels to talk about different like events and also initiative-driven channels. And I also forgot to mention that you can donate directly to our chapter. So if for whatever reason the member benefits just, you know, you don't need them, but you like what we're doing and you like what you see, you can donate to our chapter. And that would, that's one of the best ways that we could get our funding is our membership and donations and programming. I think that's it. I think I might have gone a little bit over over time, Elaine, but
that's okay. That's okay.
Anything that I missed?
10 minutes is tricky. It's and there's so much, right? There's so much to share about AIG Portland, its roots, kind of the things that you're doing now. And yes, you and I definitely met at an AIGA event. We've hosted a couple of AIGA events here at 52 Limited, supported career tools, because we believe in the power of community, right? It's so important, especially during this time where we're not able to see our friends and family the way that we normally do and participate in events, that having opportunities to connect with people who are in similar situations as you, right? Who understand what a creative process looks like. And, you know, with unemployment and the job market being in the way it is, it's nice to have colleagues that understand the trials and tribulations of work, freelancing, opportunities to share with others, and just generally, like you said, Monica, just an opportunity to build camaraderie with people that are like you. So I encourage everyone to check out the AIGA Portland website, join the Slack channel, become a member, or at the very least, attend an AIGA event as soon as you can and learn a little bit more about the organization and see if this is your people.
Yeah, and all our events, as you know, since the pandemic has happened, are all free right now. And our national counterpart actually, they've done a couple of things like making their job listings now, which was exclusive to members only. Now it is all free to the public right now to view. So there's a plethora of resources that you can find both on AIGA and Portland.aiga.org.
Awesome. So I encourage everyone to check it out. Thank you so much, Monica, for spending time with us today. Thank you, everyone, for joining 10 Minutes with 52. I hope you have a great day and stay safe.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks, Monica. Bye.
Bye.